So now coming to the accounting principles. Accounting principles, we can broadly classify accounting principles into two categories. Accounting concepts or assumptions, three assumptions we have made here, and accounting principles, 11 accounting principles we will be studying in this chapter, right? Assumptions like when you do your experiments, and in economics I think there is one concept where you write assuming all other things constant. So you make assumptions for doing an experiment or for in other subjects also. Same ways in accounting, we have accounting concepts or assumptions that before making the accounts, every accountant has these assumptions. What are those assumptions? Let us look at those assumptions. The first assumption is going concern assumption. What do we mean by going concern assumption? Going concern assumption means that the business that we have assumed, the going concern assumption assumes that business will continue in the foreseeable future and we have no intention to close it down or shut it down in the near future. जब भी हम कोई बिजनेस स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं तो हमारी कोई इंटेंशन नहीं है कि हम उसे बहुत जल्दी बंद कर देंगे. हम एज्यूम करके चल रहे हैं कि हमने बिजनेस स्टार्ट किया है तो वो एक लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम के लिए चलेगा. दिस इज व्हाट going concern assumption is saying, right? Some students are typing the messages and or raising hand. Please let me explain the principle, later words you can ask your question. So going concern assumption is, that is why I make a differentiation between the revenue and capital expenditure. Because when I am purchasing machinery, why am I calling it a fixed asset? Because I have purchased the machinery and I have in my mind that I will be using it for more than 1 year. I have purchased the furniture, I have furnished the shop because I have an intention in my mind that I will be using it for more than 1 year. So, going concern assumption says that when a person is starting the business, we assume that business will continue its operations for a longer period of time and will not be sold or liquidated in the near future. That is why it is also called an assumption of continuity, right? On the basis of this concept, fixed assets are recorded at their cost price less estimated depreciation. We keep on depreciating the item in the balance sheet, but we assume that the business will continue forever. This is for the going concern assumption. Now coming to consistency assumption. Consistency, any problem in the going concern assumption? No? Okay. Consistency assumption. Now, what do we mean by the word consistent? Consistent means, for example, I am saying that Disha has secured 90% marks in 10th class, and I say that Disha also secured 90% marks in 9th class and Disha secured 90% marks in 8th class as well. So I will say that consistently for the past 3 years, she is securing 90% marks. Consistently means लगातार वही उसके marks आते जा रहे हैं. ठीक है. So it is consistently. So in business studies, what we consistency assumption says that whenever in business we are choosing a method, we are choosing a policy, that method of account, I will be choosing that method consistently and I will not be changing it again and again. For example, as an accountant, two options are available to an accountant, whether to choose the financial year as the calendar year or as the financial. Accountant has the option कि वो फर्स्ट जनवरी से लेके 31 दिसंबर का अकाउंटिंग पीरियड रखे या वो 1 अप्रैल से 31 मार्च तक का अकाउंटिंग ईयर रखे. अब उसने स्टार्टिंग में अगर 1 अप्रैल टू 31 मार्च चूज कर लिया है अकाउंटिंग पीरियड अपने बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स के लिए, तो ही कैन नॉट डू कि फर्स्ट ईयर में उसने फाइनेंशियल ईयर चूज करा, सेकेंड ईयर में उसने कैलेंडर ईयर रख लिया, and in the third year again he has come to the financial year. So what this accountant is doing, he is changing the method again and again. which is not right, because then the accounts won't be comparable and the users also won't find it very easy to understand the accounts. तो कंसिस्टेंसी assumption says that आपने जो मेथड एक बार चूज करा आप उसी को ही फॉलो करेंगे, बट दैट डज नॉट मीन कि आपने एक मेथड चूज कर लिया है तो कभी आप चेंज कर ही नहीं सकते. You can change the method giving the valid reason for that, but you cannot behave like you are choosing it again and again and you are changing it again, right? Like for calculating the depreciation, two methods are available to us: straight line method and written down value method. For calculation of closing stock, we have two methods: FIFO and LIFO, first in, first out, last in, first out. So the accountant must choose the method and he must not change it again and again. So consistency assumption says that financial statements are used by various users for making inter-period comparison and for making intra-firm inter-period, right? These comparisons are feasible only when the accounting policies and practices followed by the firms are uniform and these are followed consistently over a period of time, right? So, clear about the consistency assumption. 7 minutes are left with us. I can cover up the third assumption also. The third assumption is accrual assumption. Accrual assumption is a very important assumption. Accrual assumption says that, for example, salary has become due. I need to pay salary to the staff. 10,000 rupees salary I need to pay to an employee and it is due for the March, 31st March. So I will record salary as an expense in the month of March only. Now the employee is not there and he has not taken the salary in cash. So I have not paid him the salary in cash, but that salary is still lying with me. But that 10,000 rupees is with me only. He has not taken the salary. But still, I will record it in the books of accounts in the month of March only. Because accrual assumption says that revenues and expenses are recognized means recorded, in the period of their occurrence rather than when they are received or paid. Like whether I have received the cash or not, but I will record that income only in the period in which it has become due. Like commission. For example, I need to take commission from someone and that commission is for the month of April and that person has not paid me the commission. But still, I will record it in the month of April only, the month to which it belongs, the time to which it belongs. This is the accrual assumption. We are not focused about when the cash is actually paid or when the cash is actually received. We record the item when it has become due according to the time. This is the accrual assumption. As per accrual assumption, revenues and expenses are recognized in the period of their occurrence rather than when they are received or paid. Thus, revenue is recorded when sales are made or services are rendered and not when cash is received. For example, credit sales. In case of credit sales, we have not received the cash but still we will record it by sale. So similarly, expenses are recorded in the accounting year in which they have occurred even though cash is paid in the next accounting period. Thus, to arrive at the correct profit or loss during an accounting period, all expenses and incomes be recorded on accrual basis and not on cash basis. In real practice, accrual concept is a part of the matching concept.